Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Continuing with the BJCP style guidelines, we're on category 12 style. 12B Australian Sparkling Ale. And for that, we got the one and only beer for the style, Cooper's Sparkling Ale. Australian made, Australian owned. Now, here is the rub. Check the date on that bottle there. Best after July 9th, 2014, or is that September 7th? I don't know. Either way, it's a very old bottle, at least 3 years old. Getting close. Well, yeah, we'll say 3.5 years old. Um, I have not been able to find this beer anywhere. Well, that's not true. A lot of Outback steakhouses have it around here, and their bottles are maybe slightly fresher than this one, but they won't sell me a bottle to go. Like, I have to actually drink it there at the steakhouse. So either I have to bring a camera with me and do it there, but it'd still be a very old bottle. So if we're gonna review an old bottle, might as well review it here in the studio. Um, if you can find a fresh bottle of this in America or anywhere really, and you want to send it to me, I would love to have it. I would even pay you for shipping. I actually reached out to Cooper's Brewery and asked them if I could get a fresh bottle. I never heard back. So we're going to have to go by this just to have something to review. I will say that I did buy 2 bottles of this, and you see the green one up there is the Cooper's Pale Ale. Bought those at a World of Beer, not too far from me. They did sell them to me very, very cheap, so thanks to the guy at World of Beer for doing that. Um, but and so I did drink another one of these. It was a while ago. I will say it was drinkable. So I mean, really, what we should do is just give this a 50 and call it a day. The green one was undrinkable. So let's enough of that. Let's get into the style guidelines, and we're just gonna trudge through this. All right, so 12B Australian Sparkling Ale. Overall impression: smooth and balanced. All components merged together with similar intensities. Moderate flavors showcasing Australian ingredients. Large flavor dimension. Very drinkable, suited to a hot climate, relies on yeast character. Now look at the comments, history, and all that stuff. So the comments, this is interesting because they say, it's clear, but the most publicans often pour most of the beer into a glass, then swirl the bottle and dump in all the yeast. In some bars, the bottle is rolled along the bar. I can't believe they use an exclamation point in a BJCP description like that. So I'm going to pour this without the yeast, and maybe we'll come back with the yeast. Check the history, characters, ingredients. So mostly it's like the Australian, basically it's the Australian equivalent of an English pale ale, just made with Australian ingredients. Like everything, malts, hops, everything. So, they even say style comparison. Superficially similar to English pale ales, although much more highly carbonated with less caramel, less late hops, and showcasing the signature yeast strain and hop variety. More bitter than IBUs might suggest due to high attenuation, low final gravity, and somewhat coarse hops. So 20 to 35 IBUs and 4 to 7 SRM. So let's go pour this and we'll get right back. All right, so we've got the Cooper's Sparkling Ale in the glass here. Man, that really does sparkle, doesn't it? I decided to pour the whole thing in there, and look, you can see that wicked yeast cake on the bottom. What's interesting, I mean, like the way that they described it, it's almost like a German hef, where like they want you to put the yeast in. I don't know why. So, yeah, let's dive right into the aroma. I don't really need to stick my nose into this one. Very, very, very heavily oxidized. Has a bit of an apple cider kind of thing to it. Actually, it is like really sweet. Although, I mean, again, that's from the oxidation. I mean, all the hops are long gone. So kind of a caramel kind of thing. An oxidation, no hops, like maybe slightly floral kind of thing there. Specs. Aroma: fairly soft, clean aroma with a balanced mix of esters, hops, malt, and yeast. That's kind of redundant to say esters and yeast. All moderate to low in intensity. The esters are frequently pears and apples, possibly a very light touch of banana, optional. The hops are earthy, herbaceous, or might show the characteristic iron-like pride of ringwood nose. The malt can range from neutral grainy to moderately sweet to lightly bready. No caramel should be evident. Well, that wasn't true. Very fresh examples can have a lightly yeasty, sulfury nose. I feel like I shouldn't even rate this beer, but I'm going to rate it according to these specs. I'm going to say 3. Appearance, well, Obviously, it looks like very rusty, kind of dirty water. There's like big yeast particulates just floating there. It looks like an apples, not apples, like an apple sauce. It had about a finger of head when I poured it. Let's see what our color is on here. I would say it's about, at the clear part, it's about a 4 to 5, 7 darkest, 4 to 7 SRM. Check the specs on that. Appearance, deep yellow to light amber in color, often medium gold. Tall, frothy, persistent white head with tiny bubbles. Well, it's neither tall nor persistent. Noticeable effervescence due to high carbonation, brilliant clarity if decanted, but typically poured with yeast to have a cloudy appearance. Well, at least it's got it on that. Not typically cloudy unless yeast roust during the pour. What was the SRM on here? 4 to 7. All right, so it's within the, it's within the color range. I'll say 2. That's being a little generous. I mean, it's pretty ugly looking beer, but it's there. All right, so here we go. Cheers. Because it's old, I'm getting a ton of caramel on here. Very sweet. I mean, the hops are all long gone. Oxidation makes beers a lot sweeter. Just because the hops dry out, any spices, herb, vegetables, those kind of things tend to go away. So I'm getting like a lot of caramel malt or caramel kind of flavor. That's pretty much it. Maybe like they said on the aroma, like apple and pear. I can kind of see that. It kind of tastes like a really old Belgian pale or something like that. Not especially bitter, like the carbon. It's more carbonic bite than actual hop bitterness. Kind of a dry finish. It's nice because like the aftertaste, like I said, dry aftertaste. Slightly clean, I guess. Not bad. But I mean, it's clearly an old beer. Let's check the specs on this one. Flavor. Medium to low rounded, grainy to bready malt flavor, and initially mild to malty sweet, but a medium to medium high bitterness rises mid palate to balance the malt. Okay, I agree with that. Caramel flavor is typically absent. Well, that's not true. Highly attenuated, giving a dry finish with lingering bitterness, although the body gives an impression of fullness. Medium to medium high hop flavor, somewhat earthy and possibly herbal, resinous, peppery, or iron-like, but not floral, lasting into the aftertaste. Maybe when it's fresh, but not now. Those hops are long gone. Medium high to medium low esters, often pears and apples. Faint. Banana is optional, but should never dominate. Yeah, maybe a touch of banana in there. Maybe lightly minerally or sulfury, especially if yeast is present. Should not be bland. I'll go 8. Mouthfeel, lightish body, medium light, maybe tops. Should be high carbonation. I mean, it is. I'd probably say medium high carbonation. I'm not gonna. It's obviously it's not really refreshing or drinkable. 5.8 ABV feels like a much lighter beer than that. Not much else to say. Let's check the specs. Mouthfeel, high to very high carbonation, giving mouth-filling bubbles and a crisp, spritzy carbonic bite. Well, yeah, true. Medium to medium full body, tending to the higher side if poured with yeast. Smooth but gassy. I thought it said grassy. Stronger versions may have a light alcohol warmth, but lower alcohol versions will not. Very well attenuated, should not have any residual sweetness. Well, yeah, it's well attenuated, but the sweetness is coming from the oxidation and the hops being long gone. Mouthfeel, I will go 2. Overall impression, man, this is like a generous score. I'll go 3 out of 10. It's I probably could finish this, but I really don't want to. Total score of 19 out of 50 for Cooper's Sparkling Ale. So the people at Cooper's are watching this. Just bear in mind that if all your bottles in America are like this old, or just maybe even like a 2016 vintage, your consumers are not going to like them. So send some fresh beer over here. Like I said, if somebody sends me a fresh bottle, I'll be glad to delete this review and re-review this from scratch. But I mean, this is just plain bad. And like that one was even worse. Like that, I couldn't even drink at all. Maybe I should crack that open just to see. But yeah, so let's wrap this up. 19 out of 50 for Cooper's Sparkling Ale. All right, so thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's beer review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.